All right guys, welcome back to the channel. I got something special for you today. It is the all new 2024 Elite Ethos. All right guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here in front of me, I have the all new 2024 Elite Ethos. This bow's actually been really fun to shoot since I put it together. They've done a few things to really upgrade this bow and make it a little bit more to my liking. Not that Elite changed their design for me, but it falls into the spec range of bows that I personally like to shoot. For the last couple of years, I've shot a 34-inch bow, a 33-inch bow, and I really like that little bit taller to axle length. For someone who's got a really long wingspan, 6 foot tall, I have a damn near 30-inch draw length. I like a bow with a little bit more axle to axle length on it. The string angle is just a little bit better for me. It feels more comfortable, and I tend to shoot them better. The Elite Omnia last year, which is the bow I shot, was a 32-inch axle to axle bow. It wasn't terrible, but to kind of get my head position where it was comfortable for me, I ran a nose button just to get my nose off the string just a little bit. But with this brand new Elite Ethos, it is now a 33-inch axle to axle bow, which falls smack right into my wheelhouse, 33, 34 inches. And this thing shoots absolutely great. So if you watched last year's video with my Elite Omnia, I had a hell of a time tuning my Elite Omnia. I bought it secondhand, and not saying that anything happened before it got to me, but I just could not get that thing to shoot a bullet hole, and then I could not get it to broadhead tune. I just had a hell of a time, and I ended up having to go through and swap some things around on the bow, swap some limbs, and eventually I got it to shoot, and when it got shooting, it shot great. But tuning that one wasn't the easiest thing in the world for me personally. I know a lot of you reached out and said, hey, I had an Elite Omnia. It was 3 shots, tuned, done. Well, that was my experience on this Ethos. It was really a 2-shot tune for me. I put everything into center, 13/16 off the riser, got it right through the burger hole. I had a little bit of a knock low, move my D-loop up, probably 2 twists up the serving, and then bam, bullet holes. And immediately from there, I went out to shooting and got my 20 yard in about 3 or 4 arrows, got my sight tape when I got out to 60, and I'm shooting out at 100 yards today, and this thing has been absolutely dialed for me. So let's run over some of the specs on this bow. This bow comes in at 33 inches axle to axle. It has a 6 3/4 inch brace height, and they got that brace height by this new redesign that they have on the riser. The riser itself is a lot more vertical, and by doing that, you make a bow that's a little bit more of a stable shooting platform. You're gonna rob a little bit of speed out of the bow, but these Elites have been shooting really fast over the last couple of years, so maybe losing a foot or 2 per second is not that big of a deal. But I have my Omnia right down here, and you can see on this new riser redesign that the Ethos is definitely a lot more vertical, and the Omnia has a lot more reflex or a lot more curve into the riser itself. Now, I shot that Omnia really well, and I like the way it felt. And going and shooting this new Ethos, I definitely did not lose any of the things that I absolutely love about an Elite and the feel of that Omnia. The grip is still the same, which is a grip that fits me really well. I like the way that it's rounded around the edges. It's very flat, it's vertical grip. It just fits my hand really well. It was one of those things originally when I shot the Omnia that stood out to me. I was This thing feels great. This bow is going to come in at a raw weight of 4.5 pounds, and I'm not sure if they do that with the little knobby on here. I did not weigh this bow before, but I'm sure there's other reviews that you're gonna watch over the next couple weeks that will have raw weights on bows. I know some guys go out there and do that. I personally just haven't and don't. Elite is claiming that this bow will shoot up to 340 feet per second, which is, like I said, I think it's 7 feet per second less than the Omnia of last year. But what you're going to get by losing those couple feet per second is a little bit more of a stable shooting platform. This is a little bit more stable than the Omnia, even though I thought the Omnia was really good and I shot it well. This is definitely an upgrade to that with this new riser redesign. Plus, that new riser redesign looks pretty cool. It still has the definite Elite look to it with the 2 pockets in the riser, but it's just got some cool new bracing in there, and I think it looks good. Okay, so one thing that they did change with the cam, if you like the cams of the years past that were on the Omnia and on the Era and you like the way they shot, it's the same cam itself. It still has the infinite adjustability in the let off up to 90%. But one thing they did change about the micro mod itself was on here in the micro mod on the cam last year, there was actually like a little cog in there, like a little gear that you'd have to loosen the set screw up and then you could turn the gear. But what Elite did this year was they just took that whole gear cog out of there completely, and now it's just one little button head. You can loosen this and you can adjust your let off accordingly to what makes you feel good. Right now, I am on the 3rd hash mark, so I think I drew this back earlier. I'm holding about 13.8 pounds at full draw, which is roughly around 80%. So this bow does come in at variable draw weights. You can get it in a 40, 50, 60, 65, and 70 pound limb configuration. This one I have right here is 70 pounds, and it draws at 72.1 pounds from the factory with the strings as it is, no twists in the cables, nothing. This does have the performance mods on it because that's how it got sent to me. I don't know if I'm going to change to the smooth mods because we did lose a few feet per second on the IBO speed on this bow, so I think I might just leave the performance mods on it. And to be 100% honest, these performance mods on this new Ethos feel a lot like my Omnia with the smooth mods. So the draw cycle on these is very similar. It's a little stiff overall, but it's no stiffer, I think, than a V3X or a Hoyt. I mean, they both are stiff at points, and this for me is really easy to draw. There's no real harsh dump once you get out of that 90% let off range. If you're in the 90% let off range, there's just going to be a dump. If you like shooting high let off, you're going to have a little bit of dump, and you can't really hold that against the bow because that's gonna be with any bow you shoot. So for me, 80% really smooths up that valley into the back wall, and it's a really good hold for me. So Elite is offering this in a variety of different colors and camo patterns. This one right here, it's kind of hard to tell maybe on video, but in person it looks absolutely sick. It's like this liquid bronze color and it looks awesome. But if bright, vibrant colors or if that's what you want to shoot, Elite offers them in a lot of different colors. You can get blue, orange, green, like a pink. They have a lot of really cool colors to offer along with a lot of cool camo patterns, so you can find the camo pattern that you want for your bow. So overall, guys, I think this Elite Ethos is a great bow and a great offering from Elite in 2024. This is the bow that I'm gonna hunt with this year. It's definitely a bow that I have been wanting Elite to do, which is a little bit taller of an axle. The axle bow, I debated almost on going to a verdict hunting bow for next year, but now that they came out with a 33-inch offering, like I said, that's like a glove for me. It just fits perfectly. But I encourage you guys, go out to your local Elite dealer, go to your bow shop, take the Elite Shootability Challenge, and this is gonna be a bow I bet you guys are impressed with. You're gonna wanna get into one of these. So till next time, guys, thanks for watching this video. Hit that like button, subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next video.